Good evening, everyone. Adequate public notice of this meeting was provided by the Secretary of the Board on May 13, 2024, to the Home News Tribune, the Star-Ledger, and the Clerk of the City of New Brunswick. The time and location of this meeting and all meetings of this body are posted in City Hall, 78 Bayer Street, New Brunswick, New Jersey. Item number 1, roll call, please.
Ms. Caldwell?
Here.
Ms. Jacquez?
Here.
Mrs. Medina Hernandez?
Here.
Mrs. Seawood? Mr. Spencer? Ms. Varela? Mr. Adorno?
Here.
Ms. Sevilla?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Moving to item number 2, the flag salute, turning it to Dr. Johnson. Reminder that the next regular monthly Board of Education meeting will be held on Tuesday, January 21st, 2025, beginning at 7 p.m. at New Brunswick, here at New Brunswick High School in the auditorium. Moving to item number 3, return it to.
Yes, there have been officially...
We can't hear you, Dr. Hendricks.
It had been officially declared a vacancy on the board because of the retirement of Benito Ortiz. The board, as has been his past practice, received resumes and interviewed potential candidates, and I think now is the time for the board to, if there's a nomination by any board member for to replacement of the unexpired term of Benito Ortiz, now's the time to do such a motion.
I nominate Janessa Ortiz.
Are there any other nominations? Seeing none, nominations are closed. Or may we have a roll call?
Ms. Caldwell?
Yes.
Ms. Jacquez?
Yes.
Mrs. Medina Hernandez?
Yes.
Mrs. Seawood? Mr. Adorno?
I recuse.
Ms. Sevilla?
Yes.
All right, we have a new board member who will be sworn in by the board and business administrator at the earliest convenience of the nominee.
Thank you. Moving to item number 4, presentations, and I am going to turn it to Mrs. Hill.
If we could all just join in the bottom, if that's okay, all board members, and I'll introduce our holiday dance performance. Good evening. We are delighted to present a joyful celebration of the season with a performance by our talented New Brunswick Middle School 6th grade Dance Academy. They will be performing a creative holiday mashup of Nutcracker Marshmallow World by Francesca Battistelli. With elegant moves inspired by the classic ballet and joyful energy from the contemporary song, these talented dancers will blend the magic of the holiday season into something truly unforgettable. Join us as these young artists bring the magic of the holiday season to life through dance.
thought we would get a chance to give them a high five, but can we please give them another round?
Now we'll transition into reporting the spring 2024 statewide assessment results for alternate access. The state assessment being reported is the alternate access for English language learners, and we'll be reporting the performance levels, the student participation, assessment results, and we'll end it with some intervention strategies. This version of the Access for ELS state assessment, called Alternate Access for ELS, is administered to multilingual learners with the most significant cognitive disabilities. Alternate Access uses 5 proficiency levels that delineate the English language acquisition students are able to demonstrate. The 5 levels are Level PL1 entering, Level PL2 emerging, Level PL3 developing, Level PL4 expanding, and Level PL5 bridging. 26 students in grades K to 12 participated in the alternate access. There was 100% participation. Because only 26 students were tested, we combined the number of students at each grade level for each proficiency level to protect student confidentiality. 46.2% of students are level PL1, which is entering, and 15% of students were PL2 emerging, PL3 developing, and PL5 bridging. The smallest percentage of students, 7.7%, were expanding. And lastly, the intervention strategies we're implementing due to the results of the alternate access testing. We're providing leveled reading materials with accompanying auto support. And for students who are nonverbal, we're developing their ability to communicate and engage in curricula and everyday activities through the use of assistive technology. And lastly, we're building foundational vocabulary through explicit instruction in content areas to strengthen communication. Thank you. And the last presentation I would like to share with everyone tonight is our 4-year cohort high school graduation rate from 2021 to 2024. In 2021, we had 455 student graduates. That's a total of 67.1%. In 2022, we had 476 graduates, which equaled 73.6%. In 2023, we had a total of 523 graduates, yielding 74%. And last year, 2024, we were able to report 531 graduates, which gave us 81.1% as our state-adjusted 4-year cohort graduation rate. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Mrs. Hale. Moving to item number 5, the minutes for November 19, 2024. Second.
Ms. Caldwell?
Yes.
Ms. Jacquez?
Yes.
Mrs. Medina Hernandez?
Yes.
Mrs. Seawood?
Yes.
Ms. Varela?
Yes.
Mr. Adorno?
Yes.
Ms. Sevilla?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Thank you. Item number 6, the superintendent's report. Dr. Aubrey Johnson.
Yes, good evening. As of December 2024, we have enrolled 8,916 students. There were 2 cases of harassment, intimidation, and bullying. Our suspensions were 111, staff attendance at 94%, and our student attendance at 91%. The recently reported graduation rate reflects a steady increase over the past years. And this is a testament to the work and dedication of our students, our staff, our administrators, and our dedicated families. While we recognize this growth, this also underscores the importance of continuing to provide the support, resources, and opportunities necessary to prepare every student for college and career success. Together, we will continue to build on this momentum and remain committed to prioritizing the success of every student. I want to extend a heartfelt gratitude to our school communities for bringing holiday cheer into our school buildings. Your efforts, whether through decorations, winter concerts, performances, service projects, or celebrations, have created a warm and joyful atmosphere for our students. These moments of kindness and connection uplift our entire school community, reminding us of the importance of togetherness and the spirit of giving during this time of year. Thank you for making this season so special for our students and for continuing to foster a sense of belonging and joy in our schools. On Saturday, December 14th, we hosted a wellness clinic offering COVID-19 and flu vaccines to help keep our school community healthy as we enter the winter months. During the event, a total of 48 flu vaccines, 8 lead screenings, 4 adult COVID vaccines, and 3 child COVID vaccines, and 28 health screenings were administered at no cost to our families. We are pleased to announce that our next clinic is scheduled for Saturday, June 25th. And to close, I would like to wish a happy holidays to our incredible school community, from our dedicated staff, inspiring students, supportive families, and community partners. We are truly grateful for the love and the commitment you bring to our schools every day. Your contributions continue to create a nurturing environment where our students can learn, grow, and thrive. May the new year bring renewed hope, success, and countless opportunities to shine. Happy holidays and a joyous new year. That concludes my remarks.
Thank you, Dr. Johnson. Moving to item number 7.
We need a motion to approve the superintendent's report.
Thank you, sorry about that. Got it. Can I please have a motion for the superintendent's report?
Ms. Caldwell?
Yes.
Ms. Jaquez?
Yes.
Mrs. Medina Hernandez?
Yes.
Mrs. Seawood? Ms. Varela? Mr. Adorno?
Yes.
Ms. Sevilla?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Now moving to item number 7, the student representative report. Ms. Emily Cruz Memije.
All winter sports have started: boys and girls wrestling, boys and girls basketball, winter track, bowling, and cheer. Seniors attended a meeting to discuss the AccuPlacer and their portfolios. Portfolio has begun and will take place from Tuesday to Friday until 3:40 p.m. The Student Council organized the holiday candygram sale and were delivered this morning during advisory. There was a play called The Late Bus. The play was collaboratively created by the theater kids. This concludes the student representative report.
Thank you, Ms. Cruz. Moving to item number 8, facilities committee report. Ms. Yesenia Medina, chairperson.
The Facilities Committee meeting was held on December 11th at 4:30 p.m. We discussed the final closeout paperwork and warranties for the district-wide LED sign project and the security camera projects. We also discussed the installation schedule for the new science labs at New Brunswick High School and Pathways Middle School. Based on the extent of the required plumbing and electrical work required for the lab stations, we have determined that a summer installation for both locations makes the most sense. Additionally, we discussed the building-wide HVAC replacement project for the Pathways campus. This project is on track to be started at the end of the school year and should be completed during the summer. This concludes my report.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Hernandez. Moving to item number 9, the athletic committee report. Ms. Ashley Caldwell.
Good evening. The winter season is underway with all sports opening this week. Girls basketball opened today versus Freehold Borough. Wrestling and boys basketball teams will open tomorrow against J.P. Stevens and Shore Regional High Schools. Track will head to the Ocean Breeze in Staten Island for their first invitational. The high school had about 300 students register for winter sports this year, while the middle school had an additional 156 for their 3 sports. Please check the school website for schedules and game times to come out and support the Zebra Athletics. May I have a motion to approve the bank reconciliation?
So moved.
Ms. Caldwell?
Yes.
Ms. Jacques?
Yes.
Mrs. Medina Hernandez?
Yes.
Mrs. Seawood?
Yes.
Ms. Varela? Mr. Adorno?
Yes.
Ms. Sevilla?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Thank you. Item number 10, the Curriculum and Policy Committee report. Mrs. Diana Jacques, Chairperson.
Thank you, Madam President. The Curriculum and Policy Committee met on December 10th. Ms. Lagos Hill did give us a presentation regarding the spring 2024 statewide assessment results. We did get updates from Parent University that was held on December 3rd, 2024, which covered suicide prevention and awareness workshops in partnership with Student Support Services. The tree lighting from December 5th, 2024 was discussed, and Paul Robeson Community School for the Arts had their choir perform, which was an amazing performance, so I've heard. Day of Dialogue on December 5th from the middle school and December 6th from the high school. Selected students from Pathways Middle School, New Brunswick Middle School, McKinley, and P-Tech spent time with other middle or high school students in Middlesex County engaging in courageous conversations that included key terminology in an activity-based way, focusing on what it meant to hold space for each other and the unique gifts our differences allow us to share with one another. The curriculum and instruction newsletters covered Computer Science Week from December 9th through the 15th. The resolutions discussed were reviewed and recommended for approval and are all on tonight's consent agenda. Policies and regulations covered were R5 200 regarding attendance. So on January 16th, 2024, legislation was enacted to permit New Jersey public school students from 6th through 12th grades 1 state excused absence each school year to attend a civic event for the purpose of recording attendance for the school register. Parents of students seeking an excused absence for attendance at civic events must submit a signed written notice at least 5 school days prior to the event, along with any required documentation specified by the school district to satisfy the criteria for the excused absence. The other policy covered was P5750 regarding equitable educational opportunity, which was revised. The title has been revised to replace the word equal with equitable. That, Madam President, concludes my report.
Moving to item number 11, the Student Support Services Committee, Mr. Ivan Adorno.
Thank you, Madam President. Our school-based wellness, intervention, and student empowerment team, also known as WISE, kicked off the year in a tremendous way and continues to support the school community with events and training throughout the year such as self-care and community in the classroom, unity, kindness, and acceptance, Wall of Hope, suicide prevention, wellness day, and mental health first aid training. These initiatives continue to foster well-being across the district. We commend the dedication of WISE and all mental health staff across the district for their dedication. As we approach the final weeks of 2024, we acknowledge both the joys and challenges of this season. Please remember that New Brunswick Public Schools provides mental health supports for all students as well as resources for parents and the school community. Do not hesitate to reach out to our schools or the WISE team located at New Brunswick High School for support. And we wish everyone a restful holiday season and a joyful new year. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Adorno. I'm going to turn it to Dr. Johnson, who would like to add something to his report.
Yes, I'd just like to add something to my report. You know, as you look out into the audience and you see some of the faces and the people that you work with each and every day, You know, for me, a lot of stories run through my head, and I'm remiss that I did not share with the board some news as I looked at the principal at the middle school just now. You know, we had a serious event that happened maybe about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, where a student was actually physically choking, and our vice principal, Ms. Lisa Boutros, took it upon herself and used the Heimlich maneuver, and actually was able, through a lot of pulls, dislodge the choke, the stuff that was choked in this child's throat. And she should be here tonight, and I'll make sure that she's recognized. But Principal, I forgot your name right now. How can I forget that? I'm in trouble tomorrow. Principal Lugo, you know, just let her know that we spoke on it. We appreciate everything that she has done. And I do believe there's another individual that also assisted her, that we'll make sure that she's recognized.
Yes, that will be Kenneth Ludwig, our physical education teacher.
Thank you. What's his name again?
Kenneth Ludwig.
Kenneth Ludwig. So thank you for the prompt response and practically saving a child's life. It's so important. You can text her now.
Thank you for that, Dr. Johnson. Moving to item number 12, public comments. Ms. Villalona, do we have anyone that signed up?
Yes, we do have 2 individuals on the list to share public comments this evening, starting with Mr. Charlie Cradwell.
Good evening.
Good evening, members of the board. Charlie Cradwell. Live in New Brunswick. I'm the editor of New Brunswick Today, community news outlet available online. I wanted to start just to clarify. Can you tell me what is the name of the new board member?
Janessa Ortiz.
Okay. Well, I wish her all the best. I believe I met her once, and I know it's a difficult job, but I sincerely wish her nothing but the best in it. Can you tell me how many people applied for the open position?
We had 2 individuals that applied.
Okay. Also, did one of the board members change their name? I see Ms. Jackwes now.
I don't understand why is that a question that is appropriate. I mean, do you have a question on the agenda of the resolutions?
I guess, yeah, did one of the board members change their name?
That's not on the resolution. Do you have a question about any of the resolutions?
You're saying that my questions have to be about resolutions?
You know what? Go ahead. You have about 1:50 for your comments.
Okay, so yeah, did one of the board members change their name?
No comments.
Okay. I do want to bring up an issue I brought up at the last meeting. You know, recording these meetings. New Brunswick Today is here to record tonight, and we'll post the video on our YouTube channel as soon as we can. But you're really out of step with not making your own recording. You don't offer remote access. Of course, you require people to sign up in advance to speak. And when we do, we don't always get answers. But I'll just note for you, you know, across the Raritan River in Piscataway, people part of that school district community, they have the meetings recorded and broadcast live. North Brunswick, recorded and broadcast live. Edison, recorded and broadcast live. Just across the street from here, Franklin Township School District records their meetings. East Brunswick School District records their meetings. In Highland Park, the meetings are not only recorded, but they're also broadcast on YouTube, and the public has remote access to be able to participate via Zoom. Why doesn't this board offer any of that?
I don't have a comment right now for that.
That was the same answer you gave me last month, and it's frankly insufficient. Are you going to, you know, use modern technology to help more people participate in these meetings, or is that not a priority for the board?
I think that's your comment. We have about 20 seconds left.
Thanks. I know there's some people, yet again, who came here tonight hoping to speak, but they didn't sign up. Will you allow them to speak?
We haven't had anyone that has come up to us to say that they wanted to speak, so.
Oh, really? I believe I connected somebody with the security staff. Think your policy's bad, you should change it.
Well, thank you so much. Happy holidays.
Same to you.
Next on our list, we have Ms. Linda Stork.
Good evening, Ms. Lord.
Good evening. Mr. 12 Park Boulevard. I had a couple of questions about two resolutions where things went over 20% more on the revised resolution. The date of dialogue went from 6,000 to 8,000. That's a pretty hefty increase. And the equity symposium went from 2467 to 4665, almost doubled. What would be the reason for such a large increase for the same thing?
We have Mrs. Hill who's going to answer that.
A staff member was added to attend the session in both resolutions.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
That explains a lot, because I know there's inflation, but that seemed like a lot. But resolution F, the restorative practices specialist will be attending a symposium. So are restorative practices in use now in the high school, or is this in the middle school? Are restorative practices being used already? Or, because I'm assuming if the specialist is going, we already have a restorative practices specialist, so, because once again, I'm concerned that our suspension rates don't seem to be good. But I would be, I mean, it would be great if I could find out that restorative practices are already being implemented. This is what I've been asking about for a while, if something different was being tried at the high school level. As I gather something different is being tried at the middle school level.
We currently have 2 restorative practice specialists in the district that are supporting all of our schools district-wide as necessary. They're receiving training, as you can see noted on these resolutions, to be able to provide all the supports that we need in our schools.
So is this something that students are currently participating in, is my question? Or is it something that's being planned towards?
No, we currently have 2 specialists district-wide that are engaging students district-wide in multiple of our schools in restorative practices.
Okay, that was my question. That's the answer to my question. Thank you. I also had a question about between V and W. Where it says the identified students would be, is this a program for special needs students? And how many students would be served for this? Because then there's W is 4 webinars, but from a different company, which seems to do the same types of things. I looked up the N2Y company. I'm questioning why we're using two different companies and how many students would be served.
So for Resolution B, that is an information system where we store data in regards to our students. So that's more of a student information system, if you will. For Resolution W, that's N2Y. That services our students on the autism spectrum disorder as well as our life skills students. And it builds the capacity of our teachers within those programs. So it's more of a training for them so that they can better serve our students.
Oh, okay. The way D is worded is a little deceptive because it says to effectively refer and monitor identified students. So my question had been how many identified students there were. But that's not relevant because it's all the students. It's an information system for all the students, correct?
So that information system is for students, for instance, if it's a students with autism, that information will go into that system. So it's not for all students that are tracked under that particular data point or a system. So one is a system, the other one is training.
Okay, does N2Y not also have a system though?
I'm sorry?
3 more seconds, Ms. Dr. Ford, please.
X is a training for school leaders under the umbrella of Student Support Services and Special Education.
No, the W and the, like, so W doesn't have a system?
W is a training. There is no system.
Okay. Alrighty, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Dork. Happy holidays.
Thank you.
Do we have anyone else, Ms. Villalona?
That is it, Madam President.
Did not have anyone else come up to us. Thank you. Moving, can I please have a motion, President's report. I wanted to take a few minutes of silence. We had someone in the community who recently passed away, who created a mark in young leaders that you see out in the community. Mr. Donnie Bowling, who passed away on November 9th, 2024. He was a person who actually created a program called the Student Liaison Outreach Team that really took under the wing of a lot of students, and now that you see a lot of the young leaders in the community. So if we can please take about 20 seconds of silence, please. We send our condolences to his loved ones, and I think that he can see perhaps that all the goals that he had for the new generation, and seeing that in some of the individuals that may be sitting on this table today. I also wanted to speak on. Dr. Johnson spoke about the partnerships between different organizations in the community. And recently we had, starting sort of in the community, we had the festivities for New Brunswick that took place on December 5th. And it was a tree lighting festivities, which also took place a gingerbread competition where all of our schools had different gingerbread submissions. I mean, it was very hard. I don't know, it was hard to vote for a favorite. But we did, Roosevelt School came out as a winner of the gingerbread. I don't know if anyone here got a chance to see them, but they were really creative. We saw some of them had the blueprint of New Brunswick. The middle school had a house for every zebra, and they had description about that. Some of them had lights. I don't really partake in gingerbread baking, but I suppose you don't eat those, right? Yeah, right. Yeah. But they were very creative. So we want to extend our gratitude, and can we also give a round of applause for all the schools. And our winner, Roosevelt School, it was very creative. It looked just like the school. It had the 3 different pillars. It had the little art that Roosevelt has right now as well. We were very proud, and it was very hard for, they were all good, so. I just wanted to end with wishing everyone happy festivities. We hope that everyone gets a chance to kind of think about the New Year as a way to reset, think about what behaviors we want to increase and what behaviors we may want to decrease to kind of achieve our goals. And a huge thank you to everyone that sort of makes the wheel of the district kind of run seamlessly, right? And to the cabinet here, I know they're always working hard. So happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year. So thank you.
Madam President, if there is a parent here who did come forth to a security guard that asked to sign up, you may see my assistant in the front. You can raise your hand. You can speak with her. Thank you.
Thank you. We didn't have anyone come up to us, so Moving to item number 14, the consent agenda. Can I please have a resolutions to approve items A through AE?
Ms. Caldwell?
Yes.
Ms. Jacquez?
Yes.
Mrs. Medina Hernandez?
Yes.
Mrs. Seawood? Ms. Varela?
Yes.
Mr. Adorno?
Yes.
Ms. Sevilla?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Thank you. Moving to item number 15, the Finance Committee report. Ms. Patricia Varela.
Good evening, everyone. The Finance Committee met and we had an opportunity to review the finance report. Can I please have a resolution to accept the finance report?
Second.
Ms. Caldwell? Ms. Jacquez?
Yes.
Mrs. Medina Hernandez?
Yes, recuse, page 21.
Noted. Mrs. Seawood?
Yes.
Ms. Varela? Mr. Adorno?
Yes, recuse on pages 6 and 16.
Noted. Ms. Sevilla?
Yes. Recuse on 21, please.
Noted. Motion approved.
Moving to item 16, resolution for closed session. Whereas the Open Public Meeting Act, New Jersey, SA 10-4-6 provides that certain matters of a public body may be discussed in closed session. And whereas the Board of Education intends to discuss matters as follows. 1, personnel matters, and 2, matters of attorney-client privilege. Now therefore be resolved that the aforesaid subjects shall be discussed in closed session by this Board of Education and the administrative staff, and the minutes of said closed session discussion will be made available to the public when the reasons for the non-disclosure in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act no longer exist. Can I please have a motion for closed session?
So moved.
Ms. Caldwell?
Yes.
Ms. Jacquez?
Yes.
Mrs. Medina Hernandez?
Yes.
Mrs. Seawood? Ms. Varela? Mr. Adorno?
Yes.
Ms. Sevilla?
Yes.
We are in closed session.
Thank you. We'll be right back.